So welcome to AZ-305, designing Microsoft Azure Infrastructure Solutions. Okay. So I have 8 years of experience working across the cloud engineering, DevOps, SARI, infrastructure automations, and like Azure Architect. Okay. And I hold multiple Microsoft certifications and have worked on the enterprise cloud transformations, migrations, automation initiatives, or like security implementations and large scale Azure environment. Okay. So, and also
That's
I want to curious to know about yourself, like what you do, what's your name, and is you are like what you are doing in currently in current project, and what is your expectation and how you are looking for AZ-305 in futures, like.
mm, okay. Um, how do I start? Okay. So I would say, okay. Let me say. Well, I would say um, my background is as a senior business analyst, and mainly across digital transformation,
Mhm,
Oracle HCM, ERP, CRM, data governance, and process improvement.
mhm,
So I'm now transitioning into solution architect because I want to move beyond defining business needs into
okay.
shaping the right end-to-end solution. So I'm particularly interested in understanding solution design,
Mhm,
integrations, cloud architecture, security, data flows, and how to make technology decisions that are practical,
mhm,
not just practical, scalable, and aligned to business outcomes.
okay.
So I'm not leaving BA behind. I'm just trying to use it as an advantage. So I just want to be able to speak both language,
Mhm,
both business language and technical solution language, which is exactly what a solution architect does. So yeah, that's me.
okay. 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 No issue. So, yeah. So throughout this course,
So obviously my expectation, like I told you, I
mhm,
mean the end result is to be able to solve solutions, give solutions and all of that.
okay.
So and I've been told I'll have a lab for
Mhm,
lab project
okay.
where I can showcase what I've learned
Okay.
on the training.
Okay. And is also you are preparing for like exam, like for certifications?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yes, the certification absolutely as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, in how many days, or like, have you a plan for like whenever you're going to write your exam? Like any plan or what?
Well, maybe of course I don't want to wait for the training to end,
Mm-hmm.
the practical training to end before I do my have my exams done. So I
Okay.
might have my exams done. It could be in between. Depends on,
Okay.
you know, on when I'm fit to write the exam.
Okay. Okay.
It's just like a driving instructor. You
Mm-hmm.
tell your student, okay, yeah, you're ready for for your theory exam now. You can go and do it, but we're still doing the practical, obviously. So
Okay. So, okay, great. So let's start. So yeah, so like for this course, like throughout this course, my focus will be not only for helping you to pass the your Easy 305 exam, and but also my primary goal is to help you to think like as you said, like Azure Solution Architect. Okay, because these days like organizations don't hire like architect to create the resources, they hire to what I say create to uh, hire the architect to solve the business problem basically. Okay, and this is that is exactly what AZ-305 test. Okay, so let me ask you some questions. So like, are you currently working with Azure daily, like any kind of work?
yeah, well, I do my last role I
Okay.
used Azure Adobe
Mm-hmm.
for ticketing, obviously,
Okay.
during project because I worked in an agile environment.
Okay.
So easy for ticketing, where I write my user stories, acceptance criteria,
Mhm.
my test scenarios.
Okay. And have you have you completed your AZ-104 or any other certification in Microsoft?
No, I've not.
Okay, okay, perfect, perfect. So okay, perfect. So so our today we will go through this the like our our learning objective will be like we have to understand like the AZ-305 certification journey and the proper exam structures. Then we understand the roles and responsibility of the uh, uh, Azure Solutions Architect, and we also understand the Microsoft Cloud Adaptation Framework, okay, at high level, and understand the Azure well architected framework pillars, and understand how they attack things differently from the
Can you
administrator.
zoom in? Can you zoom, please? I can't see. It's not bold enough. Can you zoom in, please?
Sorry.
Can you zoom in, please? I can't see.
Okay. Let me share you once again. We-
Yeah,
I think this is good.
yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. I
Okay.
can see now.
Okay. So the first we understand the AZ-305 certification journey and exam structures. Then we move to understand the roles and responsibility to an Azure Solution Architect, and then we understand the Microsoft Cloud Operation and framework at high level. Okay, and understand the structure actually well structured framework pillar, and also understand how the architect think different from the administrator or the cloud engineer. Okay, understand the tech design principles uses throughout the AZ-305, and also analyze the business requirements and convert them into the tech decisions. So being designing the solution using Microsoft and also go through the designing the solution using the Microsoft recommendation tech approach. Okay, so mm, so have you worked have you worked as a in your career or work any kind of uh, role, or you haven't have taken any kind of role like a cloud engineer administrator or any from infrastructure
No, I'm
side?
not.
Okay, okay, so you
No,
are very
no, like
very
I said,
okay, you are very very new to yeah.
yes, I'm a business analyst who work with solution architects.
Okay.
Yes. So I deal with the business requirements. So, like you just said, we analyze the business requirements
Mm-hmm.
and they can convert them into architecture decisions. So, as a business analyst, I once I get the business requirements, then I pass it over to people like them. They look at how the system will work, what the system requirements is, how they can design the flow, the system flows.
Okay.
So I work with them. I don't do their job.
Okay, no issue. So okay. Okay. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, we go through what is AZ-305. Okay, so so let's first understand what Microsoft expect from an Azure solution item. Okay, so AZ basically basically AZ-305 is extended version of your AZ-104. So AZ-104 teach us how to deploy and manage the Azure. Okay, and AZ-305 teaches how to design the Azure. Okay, so basically an administrator asks, how do I create it? Okay, and the architect asks, should I create it? Why should I create it? And what is the business requirement? Okay, and what is the cost? And what is the security impact? And what is the ability impact? Okay, so these are mindset of the architect. Okay, then administrator. Okay, so this change is mindset is biggest difference between the AZ-104 and AZ-305. Okay, so now let's let me ask you some questions. So if a customer or client say they need to database. What would administrator think about? Like, if you have any idea, can you like answer it?
Let's repeat your question.
If a client or customer say they need a database, okay, so what would an administrator think about?
Okay. How the administration will think of how they want to implement that,
Mm-hmm.
and if that customer needs a database.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the specific tools that they will need for that database?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things the administrator will ask. So, if those are more like requirement gathering for them. So,
Mm-hmm.
once they gather that requirement,
Mm-hmm.
they can now give it to the solution architect to
Mm-hmm.
see if this is buildable, if they can create this, and why they should create this.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So yeah, you are like right, and like so. Let me add something. So basically, any administrator think like what is the SQL server? He think about storage. He think about networking. Okay, but an architect will ask or will think how many users, any expected growth, ability requirements, okay, and also think about like what is the disaster recovery requirement in the case of disaster, okay, in case of the server down, okay, and also the budget constraint, which is directly proportional to directly linked to the cost optimizations, okay, and also the compliance requirement, okay, and so this is the architect thinking, okay. So let's understand what architect actually do, okay. So uh, there is the four way, okay, the business requirement, if you see, so he did the business requirement, then we go to the next step, that is architecture design, okay, which include the map requirement of the structure, okay, like microservices, which service we uh, uh, need to implement, like which microservice we need to implement, like the storage, network, VPN, anything, okay. Then we move to the tech solution, like which tech we will going to use, like which tech solution uh, cost us the lesser side, okay, in the respective of cost operation, so like which specific Azure we are choosing, like either AKS or service principal or app services, anything, okay. Then the next step will be implementation, like provide the detailed guidance and like best practice to the engineers, okay, like whichever tool you have to work, or like I take tell the engineers to work on that particular services, okay. So basically I tech spend much more time understanding requirements than deploying the resources, okay.
Mm.
And the biggest mistake engineers make when moving into the architecture is jumping directly to the technology. But in real world scenario or real world example, or if we take the real world, the industry practices, we need a new applications. The customer, whenever customer says we need a new applications, so there is two way: the wrong architect response or the correct architect response. So the wrong architect response will, let's deploy AKS. They directly jump to the technology. So let's deploy the AKS, just let's deploy the EKS, okay, just let's deploy the container. But the correct architect response, what are the requirements? What are the main requirements of the client? What are the main requirements of the customer? How they want to uh, de- want to their product to be designed, okay,
Mm.
and how many users. So they think primarily like how many users, is user is global, okay, is any availability is requirement or any security requirement, what will be the budget, what is the data density, and what the recovery objectives, obviously, okay. So technology comes later, okay. So what come first? So technology or requirement? So answer will be requirement, okay. And what comes second? So second will be your architect. And what come third? Can you guess it? the
The
first
technology solution.
the first one will be your requirement, the second will be your
Yeah, then the
art.
second will be the architecture design.
Yes, and third one will be technology. Like now we will move to technology,
Yeah,
which technology we are going to be
use.
implement or use, okay,
Yeah.
for better solution.
Okay, you know where they wrote the tech selection, where they wrote the sorry, go back one step.
Yeah.
Where you have the high level process, sorry, the low level process, the from the business requirement analyze, I can understand that one, maybe because I do it. Even the architecture design, I can understand what is written in map architecture to paradigms, e.g., microservices, PAS. Is it what's
it's
PA as a
it's
sub? Oh,
yeah, PS is the thing. It is a platform as a service. Okay, let
okay,
me
performance as a service.
yeah, let me also write here in the chat.
Yeah, can you widen it, please?
Yeah, so we call PaaS. Okay, PaaS is platform as service. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Actually, there is three type of
Yeah,
service. There is three
platform as a
service.
service. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that really, that really, yeah,
yeah. There are
it
three
helps my
service.
mind. Yeah, yeah, pass
IaaS,
yeah,
PaaS,
yeah,
and
platform as a service. Yeah,
SaaS. Okay. Okay. One thing I also
yeah. Then we have,
need to,
we have SaaS.
yeah.
What's IaaS? I know we have SaaS, software as a service. I've done that, and we have NAS, network as a service.
Mhm.
But I'm not really familiar with IaaS.
Okay, okay, no issue. So, and also I like to mention like in process of teaching. So whenever you need any uh, mm, need to note anything, so you just keep going to note my words. Okay, like if you like to,
Okay.
yeah, and if you want to like me to repeat, then I will just say me. I will repeat once again. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. So yeah, so let's start with Microsoft Cloud Adoption Framework. Okay, so basically, Microsoft use something called Micro Cloud Adoption Framework. So this framework helps organizations to successfully adopt the Azure, basically Azure cloud. Actually, we know there is three type, mainly three cloud, as you know, like AWS, Azure, and GCP. Other than that, like we have Oracle also, we have Alibaba also, like so many IBM cloud also. But basically, we know like there is three major player in the market, which is AWS, Azure, and GCP. So Microsoft
So
use
what's the third one? What's the
sort
third one?
third one GCP, Google Cloud Platform.
Okay, GCP, yeah, yeah, God Cloud, yeah, Google Cloud, yeah.
Yeah,
That's where I used NAS and SaaS, network as a service and service as a network,
perfect.
software as a service. So yeah,
Okay,
yeah, GCP when I was in the bank, yeah, GCP, yeah. I didn't hear that. Yeah,
perfect.
Google Cloud Platform, yeah.
So this framework helps organizations to especially adapt the Azure cloud. Okay, so there will be your like life cycle. Okay, the first one will be your strategy and plan, like to identify the business trigger, which will reduce the cost, improve the agility, and define the workload portfolio, digital estate, and organizational dependency. Then we move to like uh, ready and adapt. So in ready and adapt, like we have to prepare the Azure environment, like landing zones, which kind of
Mm,
identity network we have to use, and like also like execute the migrations or innovate through the modernization. Like as you know, every day, every month, every year, cloud is like evolving. Cloud services is evolving.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so we need to
yeah.
adapt the services. Like if you go 5 year back, 10 year back, so there will less services. But today there is
Mm,
they are adding more and more services, and also the time 10 year before or 5 year before we are using that service, so we are not going to use that in the Persians scenario and Persian in Persian's life. Okay, then Then after ready and adopt, so we have to move to the govern and manage. Okay, so here we have to implement the policy, secure the controls, okay, and compliance standard, and also monitor the performance ability and ongoing operations. Okay,
Mm,
so okay, so basically if you so this is first, this is second, this is your third. Okay,
mm.
now yeah, so so I have question. Why why are we moving to cloud? Basically, as an architect, if someone asks to you, and if you also think why we are moving to cloud.
I would say to have a safe place to keep
Mhm,
every requirement. So that's what I would say, to have a safe place, just like a safe home for everything we do at work.
mhm.
So that cloud is just, oh, we can go back to it, we can refer to it, so we have any everything stored.
Yeah, so
So just
that's
like a
so
point
yeah,
of
so
contact.
that's a correct answer, but that's a 10 year before answer. Like they that answer.
Mm,
So I need answer like the present
mm,
one answer. So because everyone want to go or move to the cloud because they want to reduce their cost. Okay,
okay.
they want to improve their agility. They want
Mm,
to improve their scalability. Like whenever they want, they will scale their infra. Okay, no matter what it horizontal or like vertical. Like we will look further, like what is horizontal scaling, what is a
mm,
vertical scaling. Okay, and also
yeah,
the very important, improve the innovation. Okay, as we know that these days AI is come, so AI also need infrastructures.
absolutely.
Okay, so
Yeah.
these are the correct way. Okay, so
Mm.
what workload are moving? Okay, the architects think what workload are moving, what application exists, and what dependency exists. Okay, so basically these are come in plan. Okay, so whatever told, like why we are moving, so we move because reduce the cloud, reduce the improve the agility, improve the scalability, or improve the innovation. So they come under the strategy and plan. Okay,
The jump plan.
yeah, and what workload are moving, what application exists, and what dependency exists, so they are come under the ready and adaptation. Okay, and in governance and management, can you guess what will come?
The security controls.
Exactly.
What are we implementing?
Yeah,
And what is the standard? Does it meet the standard?
exactly. So it include the ensure compliance,
Mm,
policies, your standard constitutions, like which constitution standard you are using at your
mm,
industry or your company. Okay, in your organizations. Okay,
yeah,
I think you are already know, like every company, every institute, every organization has a standard constitutions, so they follow this.
absolutely.
Yeah, and also the well said, the security controls. Okay, and also the
Mm,
monitor and optimize. Okay, the performance, ability, and operations. So these are come under the governance and manage.
mm.
Okay, so which stage do you think organization usually struggle the most? Can you answer it?
Why they always struggle the most?
Yeah,
Um, to be honest,
not answer me as a technical perspective.
okay, I
Answer,
should not answer
yeah,
technically.
answer me as a architect, like how architect think, like, and
Okay,
why we are lagging, why the company are lagging.
okay. I think it should be, what are we moving?
Yeah. So yeah. exactly what we are moving. Like basically, we are struggle most of the time. Like we need to discuss.
Yes. Because people are
Yeah,
prone to people are always scared to adopt. Adoption is always a very, very, very difficult stage
yeah, exactly.
in
So
any
people
organization.
are in any company. If you see, you are also working, women. I'm also working. So we see in our team, people are in so hurry. Whenever they get any job, any tickets, any work, they are rushed to implement.
Hmm.
They don't think, they don't discuss, they don't talk which is going to work, which is going to
Hmm.
not work, which application we
Yeah.
have to use. So that all thing architecture thing in their mind, and then direct the engineers, administrators, or other teammates to do. Okay, so whenever you see in any organizations, so if any project comes, so there will be one or two architect, and under those architect there is one or two consultant, then engineers, and so on. Okay,
Hmm.
so yeah, so the answer will be discuss. We need to discuss.
Yeah.
Okay, so this framework appears throughout the AZ-305. Okay, so to me, yeah, doing so bad to not have a, okay, now, okay, so Azure has a well structured framework. Okay, there is reliability, there is security, there is
Mm-hmm.
cost optimizations, there is operational excellence, and there is performance efficiency. Okay, so every attack design decision should support these pillars. These are the five pillars of the Azure attack framework. Okay, so can the system, I am asking in the terms of reliability, can the system survive the failure?
Hold on, please. I'm writing. So, what did you ask again? Sorry.
So can the system survive failures?
Can the system survive failures? Um. Well, it could be a hit. Well, can the system survive failures? Well, they can. They can.
Yeah, they can survive failure, but we have so many other tools, so many other services, so we need to up them. Like we have ability
Yes.
zones, we have load balancer, we have geo redundancy. Okay, and so these are come under the reliability. The
Okay.
ability
Yeah.
zone, load
Okay.
balancer, and geo redundancy is under the reliability. Okay, and can unauthorized user access the system?
And what?
Can unauthorized user access the system?
No. No.
Okay, exactly. And these are come from identity, RBAC, network control, and encryptions. And these all are comes under the security.
Hmm.
Okay. And what's come under the cost optimizations? So, so can we reduce the wastage in cloud? Yeah, we can reduce by reserve the
Yeah.
instances, by doing the auto scaling, by doing the right sizing of the VM or storage or anything. So that's all come under the cost optimizations. Okay,
Hmm.
and what's come under the operational excellence? So the system, manage efficiently is come under the
Yes.
operational excellence. Okay,
Okay.
so these are automation, ISEC, and monitoring.
Mm.
Okay, so wait. Okay, so and what's come under the performance efficiency? So whenever a system handle the workload demands, okay, those are come under the performance efficiency. Like example, catching, CDN,
Okay.
scaling, or performing the tuning of any services of your
Mm.
of your cloud app, of your cloud applications. Okay,
Okay.
so okay, so let's take a real scenario. Okay, so suppose a company wants to host an applications. Okay, whatever application like a static or dynamic or any applications. Then depend it is on like Node.js or like Java or Python. Okay, simple any applications. So what's the requirement? So company has a requirement. The company has some requirement to host an application, that is they have 10 million users, 99.99% uptime. All company wants uptime 99.99%. Okay, and
Mm.
global access, like their user can access from anywhere of the globe. Okay,
Mm.
and also by accessing they don't want any latency, so they need low latency, and also obviously disaster recovery. Okay, these that disaster recovery won't happening or not happen because we are like moving to AI era, so all these things are like well maintained and like managed, so we never face the disaster recovery in cloud, but still we need to know that and we need to implement those things before we hosting an application. So what Azure resource would you think about? Let me uh, repeat once again. A company wants to host an applications and its requirement is 10 million user, 99.99% uptime, global access, low latency, disaster recovery. So what Azure resource would you think about?
What do we think about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. We think about how many users.
Hmm.
Yeah. What the main requirements are. Then how many users. Then um the security requirements. If I'm wrong, if I'm right.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. Then later on, then we can input the technology can come later.
Okay. Okay.
Or okay, let me or we, what we'll think of what they are moving.
Hmm.
I don't want to mess what they are moving, then the standard of policy, then
Okay.
if it's reliable, if the system can survive anything. Well, I'm just mumbling. I don't. Let me see.
Okay. No, so let me write here for you. Let me write in the chat.
Mhm.
Okay. So basically, there is some Azure services. Okay. So in that case, we need to which is front door, then main load balancer, okay, then app services, okay, then AKS, then
Okay.
traffic manager, okay, then SQL, then Cosmo, Cosmos DB, okay, CDN,
Okay.
and obviously your AG, which is Unity Zone,
Okay.
okay,
Okay. So I know SQL is for them to be able to query the data
exactly,
management, data
exactly,
query. So the front door balancer app services, what are they?
exactly. So these are
What are those? What are
so
okay?
these are the services we need to cover to uh, cover to implement the applications, okay, for their requirement,
Okay.
because their requirement is, if you see his requirement, the company requirement, they have 10 million users, they want uptime, they want global access, they want low latency, they want disaster recovery,
Mm.
okay. So we need front door because we have a lots of user, okay, and we
Mm.
need app service because we have lots of user, we need AKS because lots of user need lots of the infra, okay, and there, if we implement the AKS, Azure Kubernetes services, so we have so much pod and nodes and containers running with the different services, so they can be freeze, or they can't be get latency, okay, they then we need a traffic manager because whenever, like, suppose you are like, where are you situated, tell me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So where are you put on,
Hmm?
where are you situated, in which country?
Oh, I'm in the UK.
Okay, so suppose, why we need load balancer, why we need traffic manager, okay, so the company want 99 10 million user, you are from UK, okay, I am from another globe of the other part of the globe, someone from US, someone from Canada, someone from China, okay, and they are accessing your applications at the same time. So the traffic managers, what do traffic managers, they route per user to the per infrastructures, okay. So
Mm.
in that way
Mm.
we need the traffic manager. What the load balancer
Mm.
do, so load balancer do your uh, like, if suppose like 40% of the user coming from UK, so the load balancer
Mm.
shift the that user to that traffic manager, and that traffic manager through through the users, or through the upcoming users to the that particular server. So that is a load balancer, like they will manage where the traffic will goes, like if the traffic is heavier side, so okay,
Mm.
move it there. If the low side,
Mm.
so just decrease uh, the infra side, okay. So the
Emphasize.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Mm.
these are the services, obviously the ability zones, like we need to like connect all the zones, like all cloud have their the ability zones, like
Yeah.
okay, like in UK,
Mm.
in India, in China, in USA. So if they connect the ability zone to together, okay, or like they give customer to the service which are connected to the all ability zones, so obviously you don't see any latency to connecting the applications, okay. If you type
Yeah.
google.com, you just type google.com and you hit the button, you have your answer, you have your search prompt, search sorry search area, okay. So that's a perfect ability zones, that's a perfect load balancer, that's a perfect uh, traffic manager. So these are the combination of the services we need to implement to host any applications. Okay,
Mm.
so
Mm.
okay, so yeah, so there are really one architect, but there are multiple value architect, and architect choose the best one. Okay,
Okay.
think there are the really one correct architecture. Like we have so many architecture, but there are from so many architecture, for so many correct architecture, there are multiple valid architecture. Okay, like in world anything can do by many ways. Okay, but what is the best one? That the architectures choose the best one. Like which is best one to choose to work on. Okay,
Mm.
so if you see, okay, so see the uh, see this.
Yeah.
So we have,
Can you enlarge it?
yeah, we have reliability because can the system survive failure? Yes.
Yeah.
Architecture design
Yeah.
or redundancy using the ability zones, global load balancer or geo redundancy to ensure the continuous operations. Like you give the your customer or client insurance that you have will your
Mm.
operation will be continue moving.
Mm.
There will not any disruptions. Okay. Then you
Yeah.
promise your,
Can you expand?
yeah.
Can you expand? Yeah, I can't see properly. I can't see the notes properly.
Oh, okay. You can't see this?
I can't see it properly. I can see for resilience using availability seven blah blah seven zones. I can't see that.
Okay. Now,
A bit more because I don't want to miss out anything. I'm finding it interesting.
okay, no issue. Now you're able to see.
I can see, but just zoom again.
Can
The
can
text are small.
can you see the reliability, security, and
Yeah,
cost?
yeah, I can see the eye level. I can see the headers, but I can't see the text.
Okay, got it, got it. Right.
Yeah, I can see the headers, but I can't see the text.
Okay, okay. Okay. So now you can see the text. Okay,
Yes, yes. Perfect. Yes.
perfect.
Yes,
So
I can see the text now.
so reliability will be these. Like you have to uh, ensure your client to continuous operations with the help of
Yeah.
ability zone, global load balancer, or geo redundancy. And if you talk about the security, so you have to secure your client with implementing the robust identity intra ID or a strict RBAC network control or end-to-end data encryptions. Okay, and with the cost optimizations. So like utilize the reserve instances, configuring the auto scaling, and right sizing the VMs to the maximize return on the cloud investment. Okay, and what will be the next? So next will be this operation excellence. Okay, so can the system manage efficiently, focusing on the automation, infrastructures, ISAC, CI/CD pipeline, and improvising monitoring? Because
Mm.
operations always will be difficult part of any industry and in any organizations. So that's why we like you heard the SRE, you heard the DevOps. Okay, what they do? They do operation excellence. Okay, so by focusing on the automations, like you have to automate the all things. You don't need to repeat the tasks. You just need to that director say, okay, don't just click the console and just create the services. Just go with the automations by the help of the PowerShell or Python or YAML or JSON. Okay, and with the also the create the infrastructures with the infrastructures code, which is like Pulumi, which is like the Terraform. Okay, and also use the CI/CD pipeline. Okay,
Yeah,
CI/CD pipelines will be your like GitHub Actions. Okay,
that's
Flux,
fine.
Flux CD, GitOps. So these are the CI/CD pipelines. Like you have
Yeah,
to,
GitHub. Yeah.
yeah. So we like you write some automations code and put into the your workflow or the actions. Then you trigger, and then it is automate your whole the process, because you don't want to do every day the same thing. Okay, so you need to automate this thing, and also the monitoring, because monitoring is like curious part to for any hosting application. Like you have to know like which CPU, memory, or like storage are going up or down. Like what is its SLO, what is its SLI. Okay, so you need to monitor because all these,
Excellent.
yeah. So you need to monitor. Okay, and what's come under the performance efficiency? So it's come under the implementation, the intelligent caching. Like caching is more crucial because like what is caching? Do you know what is caching?
Hmm.
No or yes?
No,
Okay, so which phone you are using? Like iOS or Android? What?
iOS.
iOS. Okay. So have you seen like you open an app, you surf, you saw it, and uh, just go back to another app and just mm, do some stuff and go back, and then again you open another app. Just take example of like Instagram reel or anything. Okay, and after like sometime like 4 or 5 hour or like 8 hours, you go back to that uh, previous application, and you would find, oh, you are continuing from there only.
Okay.
Okay, because you not don't need to like refresh your page or the page
You web
itself.
page. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where you left that app, you are going to be continuing from that, from where. So
That.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Mm.
that's a best example of caching. That's a beauty
Okay.
of caching.
Okay.
Okay, the more caching, the more system will be rely, the more system will be resumed to their last endpoint. Okay, because every time the system start from a start, it's need more power, it needs more CPU, it needs more storage, everything. Okay,
Mm.
because cloud is nothing about only the CPU storage services. It's also uh, it is also related to the your power. What is power? What power is electricity? The more infra you use, the more electricity will be uh,
Mm.
needed. So that's the beauty of caching. Okay,
Okay.
then is called CDN. CDN, I think it is the like domain networking. Okay, and dynamic scaling. Like whenever like what is dynamic scaling? Do you like have you any idea?
No, I don't.
No
I
idea.
don't.
No idea.
Mm,
Okay,
I don't.
so you watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, so Netflix is designed in that way. If two people are watching, so
Mm.
their server will be only two. If 1,000 people are watching, they scale their servers by dynamic scaling, applying the dynamic scaling rules, and their server will be up from 2 to 1,000. Okay, that's why you are from UK watching any web series like Black Mirror without any lagging. I'm from another part of the world watching the same series without lagging.
Okay. Okay.
And when
Okay. Okay.
someone is not using, so they downgrade or they uh, down scale their services, and it's lead to Netflix to save some cost. Okay, so that's why we call pay as you go model. When you use, when you pay. So if the 100 peoples are watching Netflix, so Netflix has to pay only 100 server payment to the Azure. If 1,000 people are watching, so they have to pay 1,000 watching. Okay, so that's another context.
Mm,
Like there is other like business models, so we don't have to go deeper in that. So yeah, so that's a dynamic scaling, which
mm,
which is which is tune your ongoing performance. Okay,
mm,
now move to this. Okay, what is architect thinking exercise? Okay, let me. Hmm, okay, so take example of real world scenario. So these, okay, so we are on this. Okay, like company needs the application user demanding low latency. So these are your potential solutions. Whenever you go,
okay,
okay,
okay.
people think that application are created by the developer, but what is there? Developer just write their code, they do the UI UX, okay,
Mm,
they do the modification of the application, but there is so many operations, there is so many implementation, there is so many thinking are needed while running it up every time with perfect operation solutions. So we'll use front door, we'll use traffic manager, we use app services, we use service
AKS.
yeah,
Mm,
service principal, AKS, Cosmo DB, and many more. Okay, obviously VM, storage, VPN is almost we are using in every kind of services or any kind of applications. Okay, so what's the relation? So there is a really one correct architecture and there will be multiple varied approach, but the architecture job is to choose the optimal one based on the specific business constraint. Okay,
mm.
so so these are the intro of the you can say the intro, the very first session of the AZ-500. So we today we focused on like uh, becoming. Let's summarize all the sessions. So today we focused on the becoming the architect. Okay, we learned the difference between the administrator and architect. Okay, we
Yeah,
also learned the cloud automation framework. Okay,
yeah. Can you enlarge the text for the real life scenario?
sorry. Yeah,
The previous one, yeah, the text. I didn't say the text properly.
okay. No issue. I will like for you. I will just paste it in the chat. So you will.
Okay, okay, thank you. Hmm.
So now can you see?
No, I can't see the bottom part. One more. Mm, but the lesson, the lesson. Mhm.
Now,
Yeah, I can see now. I can see now. Yeah. Okay. Mm, okay. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So we learn how to attack, convert the business requirement into the technical solutions. Okay, and these concept appears throughout the entire AZ course. Okay, these are the glimpse of your AZ-305. So we will
Mm,
move. Uh, we will learn. We will know the all these services in our next sessions. Okay, and
mm.
going forward.
Yes,
So
that's fine.
so let's so let's check some knowledge of you quickly. I know we are running late, but yeah. So, what is the primary responsibility of the solution architect? Can you tell me?
Yes. The primary okay is to okay um um hold on to know what the main requirements are,
Mm-hmm.
how many users, and what security requirement is needed.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, the primary responsibility of solution architect is to design the
Okay.
overall technical blueprint of a system
Okay.
or any applications which I'm talking about,
Okay.
ensuring it's meet the specific business requirement. Okay, and this include the bridging the gap between the complex business problem and technology solutions by defining the structure, component,
Okay.
integrations, and infrastructures needed, while balancing the trade-off among the cost performance, cost optimization, security, and your
Operational.
scalability, which
Yeah.
which
Operational excellence.
yeah,
Yeah.
which are like talking about the Netflix example. Okay, and can you name the five pillar of the well architecture framework? We just
Um,
yeah,
reliability, which is for
exactly.
which it means what can the system fail?
Mm-hmm,
Sorry, can the system survive failure?
mm-hmm,
And also security.
perfect.
So for on unauthorized users can't.
Mm-hmm,
Cost opportunities as well.
mm-hmm,
Then operational excellence.
exactly.
Then performance efficiency.
Perfect.
So operational excellence, can the system be managed,
Exactly.
e.g.,
Mm-hmm,
the CI/CD pipelines and all of that, the infrastructure. Then the performance efficiency, can the system handle workload?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so those are the five, yeah, framework.
Okay, perfect. So, so let's take a last question. So, why do I tech start with requirements?
Why do what?
Why do I tech start with requirements?
Why did they start to requirements?
Mhm,
Well, um, because jumping into the technology part is a common mistake that
mhm,
they make.
mhm,
So obviously, first thing they need to understand what the business requirement is,
mhm,
and once they do that, they can advance to the architectural design.
mhm,
So to know how many users, and also um for the security requirements as well.
mhm,
That's where the technical solution comes in.
mhm.
So once they understand that, then they can actually jump into technology later.
Okay, perfect. So these are our session summary, like mindset, self, requirement, or framework. Okay. So these are your homework. Okay. Just when we like move to the next session. So these are your homework. Like review the AZ-305 is exam skill outline. Okay. Go to the uh, uh, Microsoft official uh, page and just go with and read the cloud operation framework and also read the well structured framework. Okay,
Yeah, thank
so
you.
in session 2 we will start the we will start our first major easy 305 domain. Like we will learn how to design the identity governance, monitoring the solution in Azure, and we'll cover the
I
Microsoft
am.
Intra ID exactly, and architecture, RBAC
Okay.
designing, subscriptions, management groups, and governance strategy and monitoring architecture from the architecture perspective. So yeah,
Okay
we'll
then.
see
That's
you
fine.
tomorrow. Have a good day.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank
Okay.
you so much. That was really helpful.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.